I want to take a moment and address the viral post that that I posted on Tuesday that has gone viral and drawn a lot of attention and started conversations and awoken a lot of emotions or what have you between black and white people and between people, period, here in the really all over the United States now. Um, a lot of people were offended. A lot of people were inspired. More people were inspired than those that were offended. So many people, just showed so much support and love for the reconciliation that was started in that meeting, and never said atonement for slavery and atonement for racism for the whole race, but the reconciliation that was started among people who happen to share DNA and happen to share an ancestor who happened also to be from different, you know, skin colors or what have you. But I just want to give some context to what I meant when I said planters. You're right, I probably should have used another word. And the word that I should have used in this context was enslaver. I never use the word slave master or slave owner. I don't use those words because a person never has the right to own or master another person in the first place. Despite what the laws were at that time, they never have the right to do so. Under that legal system, of course, that was an unjust system. They did have the right in the United States to do such, but as far as human rights go, that's never okay. So I never affirm a person as a master or owner or what have you. I don't refer to my ancestors or anybody of African descent who was enslaved in the United States. I do not refer to them as slaves. I say that they were enslaved people. And the reason that I do that is because during slavery, people who were enslaved were not seen as people. They were seen as commodities. They were seen as property. That's why they were bought, sold, traded, hired out, leased, rented, willed, all that good stuff. That's why all of that was taking place, because they were reduced legally from people to property. That's why I always take pains and say, instead of saying, for instance, to use in a sentence, instead of saying my ancestors were slaves, I say that my ancestors were enslaved, or I have my ancestors were enslaved people, formerly enslaved people. So that's why I use those words. When I used planter, planter is a type of enslaver. If a person has a lot of property and a lot of money and a great credit score or whatever like that, they may have a black card, and that black card denotes a certain class or a certain type of prestige, a certain type of affluence, or what have you. In the same manner, during slavery, when an enslaver owned I need to correct myself, when an enslaver enslaved a certain number of people, they were termed a planter. Now, when I went back and checked the records, what I saw. What I saw at the time. At one time, William Wallace Mills owned or enslaved 7 people. At another time, he enslaved 4 people. I don't know if he ever hit that mark to be a planter. I remember finding some other documents about enslaved people that he held in bondage or what have you. But I have to go back and look at that. But I probably should have just said enslaver in that place. But there are very definitely other individuals who were enslavers who were associated with my family who definitely qualify as planters. People who were enslavers who had a significant number of enslaved people. That's all that I meant when I said that. And I sat down and typed it. And I did not do it to whitewash or to make him more palatable. That never crossed my mind. And so I'm not going to respond individually to people who are disgruntled. I think that this post really revealed the heart of people. There's a lot of rage that came out from a lot of different people. I saw some just in my very minimal review of some of the responses. I saw some white people that were disrespectful. I saw some black people that were disrespectful, or what have you. I just don't have energy to pour into hate. That's not who I am. That does not represent who I am. Period. I recognize that black hate or rage, being upset, what have you, and even sometimes prejudice is a direct result and a reaction of 400 years of white racism. I cannot take away from that. I cannot shy away from that. I hold racists accountable. And I do not include all white people in the category of racist. White people are white people, and some white people are racist. Black people are black people. All black people aren't angry and mad, but some black people do have prejudices. Some black people do have biases. Some white people who are not racist have biases, and I recognize that. And so I don't condemn anybody. I just choose not to live in hate. I do condemn hate, absolutely. And if you're a person that lives in hate, I say that, you're really severely limiting yourself, because you can't hear someone else's side. Nobody wants to hear your side, and all you do is produce more hate. I'm not saying black people should not be outraged, because I am a black man, and I have I deal with being upset. I deal with anger. I deal with having anger towards racism. But I have to check my hate and make sure that it doesn't get in my heart. And I definitely do not hate white people. I don't even hate racists. I hate racism, and I hate hate. I don't hate the people who practice it. I pray for them, and I try to be an example, and I don't counter their hate with hate, if that makes any sense. And to some people that makes perfect sense, and some people that never will. That's not my job. That's something that you have to deal with. That's a personal issue. That's why I don't pour into the comments. I don't exert any energy into the comments. I am not ashamed about what I did. I did want to explain and give context to the word planter. Like I said, I normally use the word enslaver, and a planter is a type or an intensified enslaver, because it's an enslaver who owned a significant amount of slaves. It doesn't make the enslaver less than the planter, because the planter is a type of enslaver, or what have you. But I choose not to pour into the hate. I'm not getting into the banter. I'm not getting into the hate going back and forth or what have you. But I did want to give context to it. I am here to contribute to continued reconciliation. I'm here to contribute to ignite fires in people, to have conversations, to hear one another out. That's my heart. And some people still won't accept that, and that's fine. I'm not here to drive anything down your throat. I'm not here to shove anything down your throat, because at the end of the day, you're gonna believe what you believe or what have you. I choose not to live in hate. I choose, and that's why I don't go look at the comments or whatever. I was called a lot of names, and that's fine. I'm a big boy. I'm good. I'm not crying about any of that, because I've already rejected any. I don't accept any word curses. I don't accept any of the hate. I understand it. I pray for it, and I move on, and I continue my journey. And I hope that people will sit down and have conversations and listen to people. And even if a person is wrong, talk with them. And when you hear them out and they hear you out, you might be able to inform them a little bit more and give them more context. They might be able to do the same thing for you, and then healing can take place. That's my 2 cents. You might not receive this. You might receive this. Whoever is for is going to get it. Whoever doesn't want it, you just throw it away. It is what it is. I just wanted to give you that this morning. This is the only response that I'm going to do to a specific thing. I do plan to have other conversations about it. I've been invited to have other conversations. I am absolutely willing to have respectful, intellectual, spiritual conversations about racism, about the meeting that took place, about reconciliation, but I am not engaging in arguments and social media wars. I'm just not going to do it. So that's that, and I hope you guys have a blessed day.